Hello to everybody from Tiverton, Bead and Wool Shop, and welcome back to our podcast. And thank you very much for coming back to see us because we haven't been uh, posting the videos for a couple of weeks, and it's not because we have nothing to say. It's just been a bit we've been snowed in really, and shop's been so busy, and with autumn season starting, uh, everything has been happening nearly like in the last 2-3 weeks. Whatever needed to be happening like over autumn, like a month, everything is kind of combusted and compact. Plus, because the shop is open less hours, it somehow I find that the jobs are piling up, and there was a kind of bottleneck when everything was piling up, and then now we managed to clear the bottleneck, and this one was one of the jobs I wanted to do, is to do the new podcast, and finally, I have got to it. So the bottleneck is cleared, and we are now on the straight and narrow for Christmas. Don't you hate that word? I'm sorry, I will be zipping a bit of water because every time when I start to talk excitedly with the shop door closed, I'm getting very dry. So, anyway, we have a lot of things to show you because, like I said, a lot of new things have been arriving. And the first thing is yesterday, and or let's say whenever you watch it, you will find that on the 1st of October 2020, we posted a launch review for a Rowan soft boucle. So that one is on our Instagram. I will put the link below this in the comments as well, hopefully to that post. It's on the Facebook as well, so it's there for you to see what we think about the yarn and how it knits up. And that is one of those kind of with that one, I really like it. For a change, I like something, and we were lucky enough that well, not really lucky, but it's part of the job. Some of the yarn companies will send us a yarn packs, knit packs for some of selected designs in the new yarns if we order the yarn, and they will send the knit packs before the yarn the big delivery, so which is quite handy because that gives us chance to prepare, find out do we actually like the yarn, and maybe if you don't like it, it's kind of like, can we just cancel it? But this one I was happy to have, and the Teddy Gilet worked knitted up really a treat. It's very economical, and it's been selling well since yesterday. And yeah, so I'm very happy about that. But that one you can see on the Instagram. I might post another video on that on the YouTube. However, that's not the only thing which is coming in. And that's not the only project I've been working on. So I will show you the new things first, and then we will talk through my knitting projects, where I'm kind of cracking on and trying to be sensible, and this thing is falling out of my ears. How do people run with earplugs? I can't sit. Anyway, so talking about new things, the first thing which I would like to show you is something which just came in today. I have seen the pictures, and half of delivery came in last week, and half of delivery you can see when you look on these shelves. See where my finger is? This cube, and this cube. 1, 2, 3, 6 colors were in already last week, and that is Cafe Facet's new colors for woven felted tweed. But today we have the book, and we have the other 5 colors. I will show you the colors in the book because it gives you a better idea than just showing you the yarn ball, which actually doesn't show even the good color, because it's like this one I tried, and it just distorts the color too much for you to see and have a full impact. There is a better page in the book which actually shows all the colors, and we should have all the colors in stock except one. It's always one, you know, and there are the colors, and you can see how beautiful. So this one and that one is the ones above there, first, second. Then we have the black and the pink, which is underneath. There we go. That's the 2 blues. And today I had the pinks in, I had the red in, and I had this one in, and I'm missing this green. for whatever reason, I'm missing it. I don't know, is it my clerical error or somewhere down the line, system error? Let's blame the system. Of course, it's not my mistake. Anyway, so that's new and that's quite exciting because this book has, not all designs in this book are by Cafe Facet, which you would think. Obviously, there are some easy recognizable, and I love this one. I like that pattern. And there is a shawl, large shawl, and a cushion in the same design. There is another cushion, which is really, really nice. Just bear in mind that classical, like always, Cafe Facet will use every single color under the sun and then throw in the kitchen sink as well. So be prepared that you will need like 25 colors. No, that's exaggeration. But the other thing which this book contains is something I've been all the time looking for, is the simple round neck and V-neck jumper. And how about this? A plain, simple jumper with cut-in sleeves, and there is a V-neck version as well. Somewhere there is a V-neck version. I know you don't need a Cafe Facet book to have a plain V-neck jumper, but it seems like you do, because there is the V-neck. And so if you want a plain V-neck jumper, you need to go to Cafe Facet book. So there. Yeah, but it's lovely, it's interesting. The jumper takes only, for 36, 38-inch bust, it takes only 7 balls, so that's 350 grams of yarn. And there it is on the cover as well. And the jumper is by Lisa Richardson. So that's about this interesting thing. Then the other interesting and new thing I would like to show you is ta-da, see the size of them? They are even called, I don't know why, I know you see mirror image, but they are from Rico Designs, and they are called Creative Melange Aran Wonder Balls. I think the Wonder Balls come from direct translation from German. It's like we had a few years ago, we had Chunky Mademoiselle yarn called Chunky Mademoiselle. So that's kind of, yeah, I think it's on the line with Wonder Balls. But anyway, so the yarn is lovely. I like the color combinations. I like the idea of the big balls. They are 200-gram balls. The yarn is, oh, you can see quite well, it's not tightly spun, and I would say it's quite fine for Aran weight. Aran weight classically would be slightly bulkier. So that gives you the chance to knit this one to tight double knitting tension, or you can go and try to knit it to Aran. If you will try to knit Aran weight, like 4.5, 5mm needles, you will find that your knitting is reasonably soft. It will not be a sturdy, hard knitting. And yeah, so that's about those. There is actually, I think it's 8 colors. So I'm showing you 2. And then I will show you the third one, which I have here, which I started. And this one, the idea is that one ball, that's the shawl. This one is how much I have done from the ball, and that is my leftover. That is still the same ball I'm working on. But due to, how we would softly put it, Rico's operational problems, I have fallen out of love with this yarn. It has given me so much grief. It's nothing wrong with, don't get me wrong, the yarn is lovely. There's nothing wrong with actual ball of wool. But this order was just giving me headaches. It was like I have formed a file for this order of this yarn. And that's my issue. It just, instead of, when the first part arrived, I was, ooh, lovely, exciting. Started knitting, and then it all kind of went pear-shaped because the bits were not arriving. They were bits being, oh, let's not go there. It's a file to read. Credits issued, not issued, and all the rest of it. So, anyway, so that's about that. But the yarn still does a lovely job. And I'm really, do you know, I really feel slightly sorry for it, because when I first saw it, I thought like, yes, this is the great thing. It will go in autumn windows. It will do the job. It will, everybody who comes past, oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. Isn't this lovely? And then it all went, because of the liveries and all the rest of it. And I've fallen out of love with, because I thought like, why I'm finishing this if I can't have the yarn, and then I can have the yarn, and then I can have only this. Oh, anyway, stop whinging. So that one was one of the projects. Besides the Teddy gilet I was knitting in September, and then I will show you something else I started yesterday, and I want to show you the pattern first, which I not very cleverly still left in a file next to me. I thought like, at least I will know where it is. There it is. It's from Isager Yarns. It's using their alpaca 3 chunky yarn, and it's this neck, cowl, whatever, and the pattern is called Berlin. They had, for this yarn, they released quite a few patterns called by cities, and I started it yesterday, and it was it's very easy, but it's like all the Isager patterns and knitting, it's not challenging is the wrong word, but I yesterday learned something new, and I found quite good videos in some of the on a YouTube actually. Italian cast on. Have you ever tried Italian cast on? Neither, me neither, but I could see now the point of it, because this one, obviously the color I chose for it, it's not the most photogenic, but you can see how this one has formed a nice shape. And this one should be a stitch holder. But the Italian cast on, can you see this edge? Because it's there, it's just a rib, but it has created the edge which is missing that kind of, you know, the edge is nearly missing. It's a freestyle, can you see? So if you are interested, please have a look on Italian cast on. So that could be something new. I will put you in a pause and I will find the rest of the knitting. I'm back, and I found as well, the other thing I found which I wanted to show you, that is the alpaca 3 yarn, which is a chunky weight, and it is this fancy cabling. Can you see? Yeah, there we go. It's like a already pre-knitted tube, but it knits up lovely. And as I said to you, I would need both sides to be put on the stitch holders, and yesterday I didn't have stitch holder at home, so, and this one was my last night's knitting, so that one I have done in one evening. There is quite a bit of shaping. There is, as you can see, the shape comes out quite shaped, but that always makes, what I find with the Isager yarns, you put a little bit of effort. It's not what I call easy knit, but it gives you perfect fit. So this is one of the things where I'm tempted to tell people in the shop, but I find, you know, how can you tell somebody who comes in and says to the nice fitted garment, oh, I like that, but I don't want to knit anything complicated. I don't want to do any increases, decreases. I can't be bothered with all that, but I want that. Madam, you can't have that if you don't do increases and decreases. If you don't shape your garment, you can't have that. There's nothing wrong with knitting straight. And I have projects where you just want to go straight and you want it simple, that's fine. But then it's not that. So there is a fine line when you need to compromise on, or you compromise on a look, or you compromise on your work. And I would rather do a bit more work and have it fitting nicely. The other thing with these ones, and while we talk about stitch holders, before we go to my other part of knitting, this one just came in. I have I have been living like in the woods, and you will tell me that, oh, this one has been around for ages. What is it? It's called circular stitch holder, long. And I have never ever used them. I have never ever seen them before. So I'm opening it live and I will see what the circular stitch holder actually contains. Ah, look at this. It's a circle of wire, and it has a needle and a stopper. Can you see this? So this one obviously can be put somewhere. Yeah. Does it stay? No, this one is sliding, but this one stops. I guess that one stops the, see there is a little knob. So this one stops the cable to go over. So which means this one, I can put like 4 pieces of jumper as on a stitch holder, and then, and use the needle to put the stitches on, and then, can you see there? There. Yeah, it's reasonably safe. Yeah, so this one is something I never used before, but I can see this one being very, very handy, because I will show you my next piece, and I think I'm taking this one home, and I will put all of my pieces for my next project, which I'm working on this stitch holder. So that is very, very interesting. And a new gadget. Normally I'm not into gadgets. And you see what I've been doing? I've been using the cables from circular needles with the stoppers on end, because this one, can you see this? Is my pearls jumper. This one is again by Isager Yarns. The jumper, the actual jumper, I have seen in real life, and I really like it. And my real jumper, can you see? Oh yeah, you can see this. There is my jumper. And I have seen it really in the real life, and it's super. It just looks absolutely perfect. And at the moment, it seems I have done this one. I don't know if it's a back or a front, because they are identical. The back and the front is the same. Oh, it looks huge, but it's not that bad. So that is back and the front, and I have done 2/3 of one of the sleeves. And when it's all done, all this will go together on the circular sleeves for a raglan. So I have all the nice bubbles matching. This one is the jumper, which I can do 1 pattern repeat, which is like this much a night on these pieces, and that was fair cracking on, because it's on every row, every I think 6 stitches, you make a bubble, and I'm forever making bubbles. And I'm using, and the yarn on this one is Isager Spinny and Alpaca 1. And again, the red is not the most photogenic color to choose. This one is nice red. I don't know, this orange looks nearly it's nearly true. It's not as bright maybe as the camera shows, but this red just does not transfer onto camera very well. It's a nice dark cherry, brownish cherry red. So there's nothing orange in this one at all, but somehow it doesn't show. And yes, you can see, I mean, it looks on the camera, it looks a bit uneven, it looks quite bad, but once it's on in the real life, it actually looks okay. You don't see all these kind of things which poke out on the camera. I guess that's why they say camera is not very forgiving. But this one has been my kind of long-term knitting. So I think I started this one at the beginning of September. Yeah, could be. Because then again, like I said, there was a teddy gilet in between. I started the shawl. Now I have the cowl to knit. And I think there's something else which I really, really fancy, because we have the one thing which I'm really fancying is to use, oh, well, what have I done with it? Oh, I better don't, because otherwise camera will fall off, because I realized my tripod is not a tripod anymore, it's two pods, so it has lost a leg, and it's at the moment, it's fixed on the top of the ball with the yarn. And if I take the yarn from behind, it can disrupt the camera. Black one came out, or the dark grey. This one, we have had this one in for a while. This one is wool and silk from Rowan Yarns again, Highland blend, and it is DK, and I really, really fancy doing some kind of hat accessory, something with this one, because the book, or might be, oh, I will show you that one, because the Island blend now this season has gained its book. Oh yeah, and now I remember what I wanted to say to you, and why I thought, why do I want to talk about Island blend? Of course that we want to talk about Island blend, because these little booklets are £2, and they have 4 patterns. This is one of the 4 project series, and in this booklet you have a jumper. I don't know, it's a nice jumper, it's a plain jumper, but it's a nice cowl, a nice hat, and socks. The hat, cowl, and socks is something which I like in this booklet. I think the yarn could be, I mean, the yarn is lovely, don't get me wrong, and that's why I think it deserves a slightly better jumper. I know it sounds critical, but I think because of the cost of the jumper and the cost of the yarn, I think it deserves better. So that's my personal opinion. If I'm wrong, tell me. But the hat is lovely. The hat takes 2 balls, and I think because we have some nice pom-poms in the shop, there's a better picture of the hat. See, it's a nice proper beanie, and we have some pom-poms in the shop, so I have put online kits for the hat with the pom-pom, and I'm not sure if I have digital pattern, I can't remember now, or I have accommodated this booklet for the kit. I think it was with the booklet. So if you fancy a hat in a nice wool and silk mix, I think the contents are, now without glasses, you basically forget it, because it will never happen. So, oh no, it's happening. It's 70% wool, 15% alpaca, and 15% silk. And it's 4mm needles, Old English 8, US 6, 125 meters, and it's hand wash because of the silk, I guess, and alpaca. But it's lovely, lovely soft. And in the real life, you can see it has a little bit that silk is giving just that little bit of sheen, like just that. It's not shiny, but it just looks smooth. And that is, I think, I could go on and on forever, but basically start looking on hat. Again, you can just get the booklet and knit the hat from any yarn, any DK. But I think this one is particularly good value for £2 as a booklet, because it's, you have 3 items there, so it's less than £1 a pattern. And there was some other things which I would like to show you, but I might put my act together and do another podcast like in a week's time, because things are moving now so quickly, and we just hope that we will not be locked down again, and I sincerely hope not, but we never know. So anyway, and I hope you're keeping safe as well. And don't forget that if you can't come into shop, you can always order with us online, because even if you are local, and that doesn't apply, and there I will say, please, I'm not sending you to anybody else, but if you have your local yarn shop and you can't go out and you are locked down and whatever happens, please check, Google your local yarn shop, and find out if they actually have a website, or give them a call and ask them if they do mail orders over the phone. Give them a chance, because we all at the moment on the high street, we do need them. And it was kind of all my faraway customers, hello to you, they obviously order all online, with exception sometimes if they come for holidays to our area. But the locals, I had sometimes, they're locals, I'm not, I mean, some of you are really, really good. But what do I do when somebody comes in and says, when we first were locked down, and she said, "Oh, I'm so glad you are open because I was ordering everything online." And I'm like, "Well, why didn't you order from us?" "Oh, I didn't know you would do that." So, what can I say? Of course, we will do that. And even if we are not closed, we still do that. I think nowadays, uh, every shop which deserves your trade does do mail orders over the phone or over internet. So give them a chance. So if you do have your local shop, your local little shop where you go in now and then, do give them a chance. If they say no, fair enough, move on. But most of the times you will possibly find that you have faster service, better service from your local shop. And it's like with us, we send orders out within, I mean, with exception of weekends and bank holidays, which is, I think, pretty obvious, but we send our orders out within 24 hours. So it depends on the time of day when you ordered. We send everything out within 24 hours. So I think most of the large companies do take longer. I might be wrong, maybe they have put their act together, but so there we go. That's my little rant. Just to end the video, I thought, like, I can't be all nice. I need to give a rant. And thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for coming back. And we will be back soon, and we possibly will be kind of playing around with a little bit of tutorial. I want to show you the Italian cast on, you know, that one. But there are good videos already online, so on YouTube. So you just, if you type in Italian cast on, you will see what I'm talking about. And I was surprised how easy it was. So thank you so much for watching, because it's nearly 30 minutes I'm ranting now. So I will see you all soon, and keep knitting.